mate, what were some of the challenges that kind of went into the creation of this album?
Um, just having a band again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so obviously there's a massive gap between records. Damon, the original guitar player, he retired from not only from the band but from pretty much from music altogether. He said, no, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Marty, who was drumming with us on Vultures, he's kind of retired from original music and touring and that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also Ando, who's been a long time bass player. There's only ever been him and Squiz. Um, he's doing other things now. He's kind of put down the instruments as well, and he's doing other things with his brother Dan. They're doing volume dealer and things like that, and he's
Mm-hmm.
doing shirts and media and all that kind of stuff now. So we were literally a four-piece for quite some time. It was
Yeah.
myself and Richie and Tim and Scotty. We were just a four-piece trying to get new songs started, trying to get something happening. And it was actually Mark Kelson from The Eternal, who Richie also plays with, who actually kind of came into rehearsal one night and just said, "Look, I want to help you guys get your shit together."
Mm-hmm.
And it was the best thing ever. Like, I can't thank Mark enough for, not only he's almost done the Bob Rock thing. He's come in, playing bass, produced the record. He's playing bass with us live and that as well, and it works well. I mean, he's a total gun at a lot of stuff, as far as you know, writing, performing, everything, and production and sound and everything like that. And so is Richie as well. I mean, they're both audio teachers, the
Mm.
pair of them. So they work at the audio colleges. So we've got that on our side. But getting to the record was a little bit hard. But I've got a lot of love for Mark for coming in. He just showed up rehearsal. Richie asked him to come in. He said, "Look, I'm
Mm.
gonna get you guys to get you back in the saddle."
Yeah.
So.
So, I mean, after 25 years, can you say that you've won the game?
Mm, no,
No,
no, no,
still haven't won the game.
no, no. We haven't won it, man.
Uh,
There's no prize at the end of it. You know, that's just that. There's no prize at the end of it, and that's the thing. We were questioning. During this period, we were questioning even the band continuing. I brought it up with Richie a couple of times. Should we stop?
mm.
Is it the same thing anymore? From our initial beginnings, I guess you could say, mate.
Yeah.
So that did get banding around. It's been a tough, not so much the whole 8 year gap between records, but the first sort of four were hard. Damon, especially Damon retiring. Like he's an original member of the band,
Mm.
and yeah, that kind of thing, and just yeah, we didn't know where we were going, kind of thing. So
Now, I've wanted to ask you this for years. Who was buried written about? And my God, what did they do to piss you off?
oh, and that's just a generalization. Look, the
uh,
influence of the song is one of my favorite bands is Fear.
hmm
I don't know Fear, the punk band Fear.
Yep, yep. Mhm.
Yeah, like they've got songs like "I Don't Care About You" and things like that.
Fuck
Like
you. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So that's my little. They're quite. They're one of my favorite bands, and I always love their antagonism and
Yeah.
shit like that. So that song is not written about anybody in particular. It's just yeah, like an "I Don't Care About You." It's just a fuck you song. It's like that. It's not aimed at
Not a
anyone.
not personal. No, no, okay.
No, it's not it's not. It's definitely not aimed at anyone. And that's the thing. It comes from. That's what it's influenced by lyrically is Fear, just their antagonistic kind of lyrics where they, let's have a war,
Yeah.
all this sort of stuff. Like, and they the sort of band that get on stage and they just bollock the audience for 10 minutes before they play anything. They'd be, spitting at them and throwing shit at them. They didn't care.
Yeah.
So that song in particular is influenced by Fear. That's where that comes from. It's just a fuck you song.
There's a doco. I saw the shorts for this doco kicking about aging punks, and one of like they because they were like for the first time ever, we now have old people, like senior citizens, who were punks in the,
Yeah, yeah,
the early days. And so you had the guy from Fear and a couple of other, like real stalwarts of late 70s, early 80s punk,
yeah,
talking about, dealing with all the spitters and all that kind of shit. Yeah, check it out, man, because the fella from
yeah,
Fear is,
yeah. What's it called?
I forget, but I'm sure if you just Google the guy from Fear,
Yeah,
it'll
I
come
mean,
up.
leaving. He's pushing 70 and stuff like that's the
Yeah,
thing. The punk rockers are senior citizens. Like they're all in the late 70s they would have been like 20 and now they're all 70. you know,
yeah.
so
I'm not
yeah,
I'm not liking this whole passage of time thing, Greg. I'm about to turn
you're not
40. I'm
loving
like,
it.
how did this happen? Well,
Oh,
I'm fine with it. I'm more just mystified that I even made it to 40.
yeah. Oh, I'm over 50 now, so it's kind of like, well, sometimes I'm thinking, oh, am I just, foolish or dedicated? I don't know which one it is, like it's kind of like that, man. I'm not sure which one it is. But I look at a guy like, I mean, I love Roast Tattoo. They're my all-time favorite band. And I look at
Mm,
Angry Anderson, the man's like 76 years old. And I went and saw them play maybe 6 months ago, and he still puts in,
yeah,
sings his heart out every time. Doesn't care.
yeah.
It's like, and that, that's got to be inspirational, and especially guys like Fear as well. They're still playing shows. Lee Ving must be 70 odd by now, and he still just goes for it. So as long as you've still got it going on, you're not just a former shadow of yourself. You're still delivering, and why not?
Mm,
All those guys like Glenn Hughes, a mate of mine said he went and saw Glenn Hughes recently, from Deep Purple and Everywhere Rainbow and that, and he just said he was brilliant.
mm,
He's like 74 or something like that, still hitting every high note, and his bass playing was still spot on. And it's like, well, there you
yeah.
go.
I had
So,
that. I'm just going to put a fan on because I'm melting in here, and it's Brisbane in February. Did we? Yeah, on the subject of kind of older people, I saw Paige Hamilton from Helmet. Helmet played in Brisbane. I think it was last year, and
yeah,
yeah, Paige is in his 60s, and he's still amazing. Like, it's
there's,
still a phenomenal guitar player. How he can still hear anything is beyond me, but God
oh,
bless.
yeah, it's, I mean, probably got in ears, man.
Uh,
We've just started using them. We kind of have to. Like we've sort of ditched the amps and gone with in ears and stuff like that, just because it's, I've got shocking tinnitus. It's
yeah,
really bad. And when there's a lot of volume on stage from amps and monitors and things like that, it makes it really hard to do anything.
yeah, man.
It's kind of good. I mean, my head doesn't shake after a gig from like my ears ringing so much. Like, it's we've only
Uh,
just done it recently on these recent shows, and it's like we should, Richie said to me, he goes, "Man, we should have done this 15 years ago." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It might have saved bit of our hearing."
yeah, I'd
And
never leave home without hearing protection on my keyring.
oh
So
yeah, you're a smart man, Tom. You're a
yeah,
smart
I
man.
try more. No, I'm in the same position as you. Like I literally have hearing aids, and I'm like, geez, I wish I'd taken a bit better care of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I kind of think that too, but it's a bit late.
It
As
is.
far
What
as
do you do?
that whole ear thing, it's like, well, you know, I mean, I'm talking to you now, and I can actually, if I concentrate, I can hear my tinnitus.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in a quiet. I'm in my bedroom. I'm sitting in a quiet room, and I can speaking to you. I can actually overhear. I can actually hear it right now.
Uh,
It's that bad,
yeah, it's not fun.
and yeah, it's not cool. It's sort of some things I've noticed that I can't hear as well as I should, but also too there's the problem of lateral hearing from being a musician. Like say I'm speaking to you, and if there was people speaking in the background, I can actually listen to about three or four conversations at once because I'm used to listening to drums and guitars, everything's separate, and bass
Ah,
and things like that.
yeah.
That your ears are trained to listen to that, going, oh no, that kick drum there, that's out or whatever. you've been doing that for a long time, you actually have this lateral hearing that your ears get trained to because you have to listen to you're so used to listening to different things in a mix. Oh, where's that? No, that sounds too quiet. That's too loud. So it's a bit of a problem. Like I got tinnitus with this lateral hearing, so it's hard for me to focus a little bit.
Yes, can relate, can relate. Um, Mate, who do you see as some of the country's best live bands and why?
Um, well, I got to say that I know they're not really performing again at the moment, but to me, the most dangerous live band in Australia is 6 Foot Hick.
Hmm.
They are the most dangerous live band in the country. They're just that. I mean, I know Fred's passed away. That was really sad news, and but they as a live band, they are just
Yeah.
yeah, they're unbelievable. They floor me. I've seen them a lot of times. Like I'm not the sort of guy that gets around in a 6 Foot Hick shirt or anything like that. I absolutely love them. They're as a live band, they are just next level. I know, unfortunately, they probably may not play again, which is a shame. But yeah,
Well,
I've seen them a lot of times. I purposely go if they come to Melbourne and things like that. I always go and see them, and so yeah, they're definitely them. As I said, unfortunately, they're probably not going to maybe not play
mm,
again, which is sad. But to me, they're probably the number one live band in Australia.
yeah.
When they're fired up, like no one touches them. Like it's not it's beyond music what
Mm,
they do, way beyond it. It's like a street fight set to music. That's what it is. Like a real vicious,
yeah.
not a punch up in the schoolyard, like a vicious street fight put to music. That's what it's like, and they floor me every time. My wife has actually got a wonderful photo, I think, of Ben. Uh, he played. It was a few years ago. They played and show the night before, and he stabbed himself in the like rib near the ribs with a mic stand.
Mm,
So he had no shirt on. He's at the tote and he's hanging off the rafters. He's got this bandage on. He's got his hand out like this, and he's got his hand on my
yeah.
wife's head. Took the picture. But yeah, so definitely them. Obviously the parrot. They're always,
Hmm.
always they're always good time.
Yeah.
I mean, I always joke to those guys that that Slats is just there for the sex appeal, nothing else. I mean, he spends more time, arms in the air, like look at me, I'm sexy, than
Yeah.
actually playing bass. But I know for a fact that he doesn't forget how anything goes. Like apparently he's a guy who can learn something. You show him once and he never forgets it.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely the parrot. I mean Frank and Buck are always great.
I saw them last night opening for Drowning Pool and Alien
Oh
Air
yeah,
Flight. Yeah.
yeah, cool.
Fucking great. They
Yeah,
were
no,
first time
we're
seeing him
with
with
it.
Adam. So
I haven't seen him with Adam before.
no. So
Oh,
I'm a young pup. I was 18 in 2003. So I
oh,
missed all
okay,
this
yeah,
great 90s stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Well, he was pretty much gone from the band by then. So yeah, he's
Uh,
made a comeback in 20 years. Um, I probably don't get out enough as much as what I should.
mhm.
um, as far as going out to see bands go. Um, but yeah, just a few. I mean, just a few that I know. But I'm not friends with the guys in 6 Foot Hick, for example. But you know, to me, they'd be the number one live band, right up
Mm.
there. One of the best live bands I've ever seen, ever.
Yeah.
I'm gushing a bit. I can't praise them enough. Like
That's all good.
they
Have you
blow,
heard?
they blow my mind when I see it. And I love their music too. Like I've got their records and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love their songs and stuff like that too. It's not about the spectacle of the show.
Do you know a band, Brisbane band called Piston Fist?
Yes, actually, I've been chatting with Jeffro
Oh,
from
yeah.
Piston Fit.
Actually
Yeah,
wearing my
so
Piston
we've got
Fist
a
shirt he actually gave me. So
yeah, it's sick. Yeah, because I actually had a chat to him. I was hoping to get them on this little run of shows that we're doing now, but it didn't kind of work out that way. So I've said to him, yeah, we'd love to have them come down to Melbourne with us and maybe a bit of come up to Brisbane
yeah.
so I have spoken to them about hooking up to do some gigs.
Yeah.
So we're just doing this little, we're doing everything in baby steps at the moment. So this is a short little run of shows. And then we're or Richie and Mark are going to Finland in March to play some gigs with the Eternal. So we won't be doing anything for a couple of months. But yeah, I spoke to Jeff Rowe about hooking up for some gigs.
Yeah.
He sounds like I haven't met him in person, but he sounds
Lovely.
like a real cool dude.
Yeah,
And yeah,
lovely
they're
dude.
cool band.
The reason I bring them up is because they kind of remind me of Dreadnought in that it sounds like a bunch of metalheads playing rock music. And that's how I describe Dreadnought. Because you
Yeah.
guys, I can remember you name dropping Carcass on stage in Launceston. So, you guys know your extreme stuff, but you
Oh
more
yeah, no,
play.
I've got a Morbid
There you
Angel
go.
shirt on.
Yeah, you guys are all diehard, like you guys are dyed in the wool metalheads
Yeah.
who play rock, who don't, you don't play metal. I wouldn't really describe Dreadnought as metal, maybe, like extremely hard rock, like. Very, very heavy, I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
feel about it?
Oh, I think it's all across the board, man. There's the idea with Dreadnought was to just do whatever we wanted anyway. That's the thing. Whatever song sounds good. We generally just try and get a feel for whatever the album's going to be, and like the
Mm,
newest one's a bit more, it's a bit more metal.
mm,
There's definitely a lot of heavier shit on there and stuff like that. But yeah, but then we have our rock and roll songs as well, and and we can bring them in a set and get away with them. That's the thing. We can do stuff like fast food and older songs like that, and still get it right beside something that's like flat out, and I don't know, we just get away with it because we've always done it.
yeah.
It's not
Uh,
like you've gone from this style to that style. It's always been that way, kind of thing.
you sold out, Greg. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was the whole point, or not? Well, you did something mellow. You did a ballad. Yeah, no, we did that on the first album. And we just did it again.
Right. This has been rad, mate. It's been lovely. To be able to kind of reacquaint myself.
Yes, man. Yeah. No, now you talk about Source Mag and everything. Okay. I don't have a terrible memory. I
Yeah.
forget some things, but when it goes to, someone said to me last night, "Oh, I remember seeing you when I was a kid. You played the Brunswick Town Hall,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, I remember that show because it's one of the few all ages shows we ever did,
Mm.
and and I remember the Brunswick. It was packed. It was like us and Frankenbach did it a long time ago, but I remember
Mm.
it being packed. And this guy goes, "Oh, the first time I saw you play was at this underage gig at the Brunswick Town Hall," and I remember the show. So yeah, I don't always remember everything, but when you brought up Source Bag and everything, I
Uh,
remember talking to you. I was with Bob Connor,
mhm.
Bob Stevenson, sorry, from Roadrunner.
Yes. Yes, you were. Yep.
Yeah,
Was he Irish or Scottish or something? I
Scottish.
feel Scottish.
He's
Yeah, I
Scottish.
remember
He's
him.
from the same place as my mum.
Yeah. Wow.
They're from the
Roadrunner.
exact same town in Scotland as my mum.
Yeah.
So when he was in Tassie with us, and I got my mum to come to the show, I don't think either of them paid any attention to the band. They were off in the corner talking about Paisley in Scotland, where they're both
Yeah.
from.
Yeah. The old country and all.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. And like I was in the car, the bomb, he goes, "Oh, I had a nice chat to your ma last night." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know you did. You didn't. She practically ignored me and talked to you."
Oh, I love it, mate. All right. Be good to yourself, dude. And
No worries, Tom.
yeah, let's get you up here
Well,
sometime soon.
yeah, we're gonna get up to Brisbane soon. Like basically, I'll just quickly say we're starting again, and we got to start small. So this is just a short run. A lot of people are like, "Oh, what about Brisbane? What about Adelaide?" We're like, "We'll get there. We've
Yeah,
got to do everything slowly, man." So we're looking into a few things at the moment for Brisbane, and I obviously want to get back in touch with Piston Fist and things like that and see what we can do there. But no, it's
easy.
great to see you, Tom, for
Yeah,
sure.
mate. All right, mate. Be good to yourself.
You
See
too.
you,
Have a
dude.
good day, man.